Harvey for V-Cycling News, and this is a quick tech spot. As the Northern Hemisphere draws ever closer to the winter period, everybody starts hiding in their garages and dragging turbos out of cupboards, turning on and updating their chosen software. There's no doubt that as virtual software has improved over the years, so too is the technology that goes with them. We've seen movements from your standard magnetic trainers and air resistance trainers to more modern electronically controlled magnetic resistance trainers, and even some that combine fluid with magnetic resistance. And those in turn have then grown themselves. We've gone from wheel-on trainers to direct drive trainers, and in recent years with companies like Wattbike producing some really heavy duty machines for gyms and spin classes, they've then started bringing in models that are more designed for the home pain cave. We've had Wahoo with their whole generation of units, and now culminating in their top of the range model, which is the Wahoo Kicker bike. Stages, formerly known mainly for their power meters, now producing the Stages SB20 home trainer bike. Large, big units and quite expensive pieces of kit. But many people have felt that they're not quite filling the whole void. Often you'll see people investing in rocker plates to go underneath these pieces of equipment, and I've also seen a manufacturer recently, I think it's Kinetic, who do some kind of a rocker system that goes underneath both the rear and the front, which allows turning of these units. We have the Elite Steerzo that's been released recently, which again allows steering in-game and potentially to give a more natural feel to the rocking of the handlebars. And with their new Elite Riser, it combines the up and down lifting motion that we'd previously associated only with the Wahoo Kicker, the Wahoo Climb, with the steering action of the Elite Steerzo. But what's piqued our interest recently and made us perhaps look at the options again is a new contender in the market with a product called Muoverti. They recently exhibited at Rouleur Live, and unfortunately myself and Mike were unable to get down there to have a look at this product, but our roving reporter David Morrison of the West London series on RGT was able to get down there, and the very helpful people at Muoverti allowed him to take some video and had a few kind words with him. So we've got a quick video of that coming up now. Please excuse the sound quality. You may have to turn your volume up a little bit. It was a busy area, and obviously you can't stick a microphone in someone's face. We're not professional reporters, so have a look, see what you think.
Have you ever imagined what your smart train would be like with brakes, steering and balance? Let's find out. Let's look at the future.
This is Christoph. Hello. From Muoverti. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Muoverti, yes, we keep on moving in Italian.
Does it really? That's fantastic. And this bike does keep on moving because it does things that other static bikes don't do, doesn't it?
Facts. So this is the first and only bike that actually feels like cycling, and that opens up a whole raft of new possibilities, but first and foremost it makes cycling a lot more natural when you're cycling indoors. So you can balance, steer, you can tilt at an angle, and then it also connects digitally to any digital environment. So that can be trading apps, but you can also ride freely in open digital environments. And that is first. And when you put these two things together, what you really get is a really immersive indoor cycling experience. Because right now what happens, we typically exercise and sort of the lower body does the pedaling, and we're watching movies, Netflix or YouTube or something. And what you can see here is that when you are fully immersed, in a way the exercise element becomes secondary to the entertainment factor. And that is just a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward to having a go on this. This is a view from behind, and hopefully you can see that there is a virtual landscape there. Presumably this will be compatible with most of the racing programs that we use, like Zwift and RGT and things like that.
Compatible.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. So I can run my races on this, can I?
Yes.
This is, of course, we should emphasise as a prototype. I mean, is there a time scale for this coming onto the market, or is it still working?
When it's ready, it's ready.
Yeah.
You know, hardware is hard, as they say.
Yeah.
So we're taking our time. So at this point, this is a pre-production prototype. We put it out there to get the feedback of the community.
Okay.
You know, you don't want to be too late with that. We've already done lots of tests with providers coming to the labs and telling us what they think. Going really granular, you know, whether that's crank lengths or steering, because fundamentally it's engineered freedom, and that is somewhat subjective. You know?
Yeah.
So for some people, let's say the lateral motion feels a little bit too stiff, or some it feels a little bit too soft, and so that's the type of feedback
that you need. Whereabouts is Muoverti based? Is it Italian?
So we're based in labs in Battersea in London.
Nice.
But there's a lot of contributors to the company.
Well, another great bike brand's come out of South West London, somewhere beginning with B. It's Brompton, of course. So if you can follow their successes, you've got something good going on, haven't you?
Let's see where it takes us.
Let's do that.
Enjoy the ride. Program them for any games. Typically, games use controls in a different way. This just opens up the possibility to make use of the joystick for certain game controls.
Okay, so it's the equivalent of a joystick. Yeah. Okay, I'm with you. So you'd need a keyboard on screen to use a joystick to type the letters.
No, it does away with the keyboard. So that's the idea. Is that you don't need a keyboard while you're looking at it.
No, but if you wanted to type a message, can you use the joystick to pinpoint the letters you want to
You could, hypothetically. We haven't incorporated that.
Okay, I'm with you.
What
Yeah.
we have incorporated is you can actually talk to people live.
Oh well, okay. So
if I
no
you
need
and I
for Discord
ride,
then.
you exactly. So you're at home, I'm at home. We can talk to one another.
Okay. So here I am, this is me having a go on this, and you can see I'm twisting the steering and it's quite responsive, and bike's leaning as I'm doing it, so let's start pedaling and see what happens. Getting the resistance, it's feeling much like I'd expect on Zwift or RGT or something like that. Now I can't go through the water, so I'm going to have to turn through here. On this particular game I need a water token to ride on the water, so I'm looking for a water token, there's one. Do I have to press the joystick as I go through? Right, so here we are, I get the game token there, and I think I can walk on the water. If I've got this wrong, we're about to drown. Oh, I think we drowned. Right, so let's go up this hill. Incline 21%, and I'm feeling it now. Oh, and it's getting quite tough. It's that cadence dropping down as we go up. And I'm not kitted out properly for this, so I think we'll turn around and go back down and enjoy the descent. Oh, the steering is quite responsive, so that's great. Now I have to say that they were looking for feedback from riders, and this gentleman is something of an expert, it turned out.
I think both of our experiences were that the steering is a little bit over responsive. It's something that you'll get used to if you use it, and equally the brakes don't have that resistance you feel, so your fingers aren't feeling the resistance that you would normally feel when braking, although the screen is actually responding. Similarly with the steering, you're turning it too easily, and I found myself oversteering, and a little bit of resistance could be put in there. Apparently Formula 1 simulators do build in that sort of resistance on steering wheels and things, and it's something that can be done and will be done. But even if that wasn't done, I wouldn't let that put me off using this, because it quite clearly functions as close to a bike as possible. Side winds and headwinds are probably the next thing on the agenda once this bike gets out on the market. This is really exciting and the possibilities are great. It will work with Zwift and RGT, even though this is more of a game. It is absolutely fantastic. So how are you finding it? I think my experience is I've had to get used to the steering a little bit because it doesn't resist in the way.
If you pick this up, this is an oil patch, an oil slick. So when you drop the oil slick behind you, then it slows down the guy.
That's brilliant.
Which is kind of funny. But you can only carry one token at a time, so that's why if you use that, if you get another one, you can pick it up. It's like a rocket on fire at top.
Yeah, it's just novel it's novel to steer on a screen.
Yeah.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
I know Zwift have got there, or Elite have got their steering.
How do you find the steering?
Yeah, it's not quite natural, but it's pretty good. I think the graphics maybe are the thing that put you off.
I think my instinct was I was oversteering because you don't get the resistance of the tyre moving on the road.
Right.
So I was oversteering. I think you'd get very quickly used to it. I mean, I don't think it's a big issue, but I noticed I was oversteering.
Yeah. Lab riders come to and tell us what they think. Because it's really about the stiffness. The steering.
Well, I kept missing the prizes because I was oversteer. You know, I was over pushing the thing. I mean, I wouldn't. That wouldn't be a problem. I just think you get used to that sort of thing, don't you?
Hopefully you found that video of the Muoverti as interesting and engaging as I did. We'd really love to hear your views on this product, whether you think it's going to be the next big thing, whether you think it's going to flop. It is interesting that it seems to have garnered quite a lot of attention recently. I don't think it's one of these products that's just going to quietly disappear like so many of the items that catch a little bit of Facebook attention and then quietly slip away into the abyss. If you're interested in owning one, I'd like to hear your reasons for that, and if you don't think it's going to be the next big thing, I'd also like to hear your reasons for that as well. Please comment in the comments below and we'll get back to you. Thanks.